You want to increase your sales, right? What restaurant owner doesn't want to do that? What if I told you that there are 3 distinct actions you must take to increase your sales each and every month? Hey there, Restaurant Pro. This is Dave Scott Peters, restaurant expert, coach, and creator of the Restaurant Prosperity Formula. And today I'm going to talk about boosting your restaurant revenue. Let's first talk about the current state of the restaurant industry. Revenue is important. Depending on when you're watching this, right now, we are in, a terrible state of inflation. Dare I say recession? Who knows? Whatever the definition is, it's tough. We've got people who are cutting back on what they're spending, meaning our customers, which means they may still be visiting us, but maybe not as often, which is affecting many of my restaurant members in smaller markets where people are pulling back and seeing a decrease in sales, some slight, some kind of large. While in bigger cities, it hasn't hit quite as much. But with that said, we've got increased labor costs due to the labor shortage and minimum wages going up everywhere. We've got product costs that are going through the roof. It never seems to stop. So one of the things that we've got to do is change our mindset, and we've also got to not just cut costs, but we've got to grow our revenue. And that's kind of what I want to talk about today is what are the 3 ways, the 3 things you've got to do each and every day to increase your revenue? Well, to start off, there are only 3 things you can do. There are the same 3 things no matter what kind of business you're in, whether restaurant or anything else. Only 3 ways that you can increase your sales. The first way is to find new customers. Now, that's often the most expensive form of marketing, unless you're working with somebody that I'm going to recommend at the end of this that can actually cut that cost way back and give you great success. So you got to find those new customers. People die, people move, all these things go on in your life. You can get customers to come back more often. So if I take somebody from once a month to twice a month, right? What does that do to your sales? Even if, let's say we use the example, you've got a customer, every customer comes in once a month. Well, if they now came in twice a month, you would double your sales. The third way is to get your customers to spend more money each visit. So instead of spending, say, $20 each visit, I spend $24. That could have a dramatic impact. Think of all the customers that come in, and if their spend went from $20 a person to $24, what a huge impact that would have, not only on your top line sales, but your bottom line profitability. So when it comes to finding new customers, if we look at each one of these separately, again, I want to reiterate, people die, unfortunately. People move out of the area, find new interests and friends. There are reasons why people don't come back. They're not necessarily always about you. Now, there is a percentage of your restaurant customers that are not coming back to you because of the people you hired, you train, you manage on a daily basis. In fact, 82% of your customers don't come back because either the guy down the street's doing a better job, or woman for that matter, I should say, or your employees just provided a terrible experience. So it's really important to make sure your training systems are in line and you've got good management and good people working in your restaurant. But assuming that's all in place, well, how can I combat these, people, the people that I'm missing? Well, you need to be looking at different services like New Movers, where I'll give away a free meal. I'm not a fan of discounting, but I'll give away a free meal for anybody who moves into my area. Because think about it, most people have their favorite 5, 6, 7 restaurants. That if you go home, hey, where do you want to go out tonight? And everybody goes down the same 6, 5, 7 restaurants, and you go to the same ones over and over again. So you have a pattern, a routine. Well, when you can invite somebody in who just moved into the market and they go to you, even if you gave them a free meal, ethical bribe, you give them a great experience, man, they want to come back. You're now in the routine. How about another thing is cold birthdays? Just because you have a list of customers and you have birthdays, you send them out something, a gift, a discount, or whatever it may be. What if you got a list of people like your customers who are not customers currently, because you can find lists with people's birthdays and you invite them in for their birthday? What a great way to get people to come in and visit with you for the first time. Now, you also need to leverage technology. And when I say that, I'm talking about delivery services, creating seats that don't exist, right? The more they can go out your front door to somebody else's place, the greater you can increase your sales. Because at some point in time, if you fill your restaurant, you've got to wait and people are waiting. It can't do anymore. But if you have the capacity in the kitchen and you're on a wait and you've got more food going out the door, you can increase your sales. How about getting customers to come back more often? What can you do? Well, you can put seasonal promotions out there, whether that's a seasonal menu or a limited time offering, whether it's a special item that you know that because it's in season, this is the crazy part, it's a better product, it's fresh, it's cheaper, it tastes better, it's better. And so when you can alter your menu to react to the seasons, you can keep your ring at the register high, reduce your cost, have high perceived value, but get people to come back more often because they're driven in for this variety that you're bringing in. Other ways might be community partnerships and collaborations, whether it's with a charity that you love, a high school or college that's nearby. What can you do in your community to show that you're a part of it and they see your name everywhere and they want to give back and come back to you? Now, getting your customers to spend more each visit gets a little more scientific. This is the importance of things like recipe costing cards and menu engineering, because I can change my menu using eye movement, boxing, pictures, placement, descriptions, all these different things to influence what my guests purchase. So I could get them to go from that $20 to $24 by simply raising certain prices or putting certain things in a box to get more people, instead of buying the, say, $12 sandwich, by the $18 burger that is going to make me more money. Now, your team, training, management, all come into play when it comes to getting people to spend more. Think of it this way. If you can teach your people to upsell or cross-selling techniques, this can be huge. But all too often, servers and cashiers think, oh, I'm screwing the guests. No, if you're selling them something that is going to make their guest experience better, it's worth every penny. And oh, by the way, they make more money too. If you want to simplify all these activities to increase your sales, I'm going to highly recommend my good friends, and that's Matt Plapp and his company, America's Best Restaurants. If you want to drive people in more often, get them to spend more, and get brand new people, going to be real helpful. Also, my friend Cameron Carrington and his company, Repeat Returns Loyalty Program. You want to get people to come in more often and spend more. These are two extremely cost-effective and incredible marketing experts that I put my name on. Do me a favor, tell them DSP sent you. It's not going to get you any special treatment, but at least they know where you heard about them. Be sure to join me live every Friday at 8 a.m. Pacific time on YouTube, travel schedule permitting, where I'll get you pumped about the upcoming weekend, get you excited about crushing your goals and finding the motivation to be best you possible. Plus, I'll answer your burning questions live.